Hello and welcome to On Tools. Just going to go through some interesting variations on adjustables. Start off with this Fabrics, made in England. Obviously still in need of a clean up, but it's at the car boot the other week. I believe it cost me 50p. It's just different how it's encased, how the springs are pushing that way. It's just a different way of doing it. It's always nice to see different ways of doing things. So yeah, this is one that I also picked up at the car boot the other week. Cleaned it up obviously because it was quite chewed up, quite damaged. Now it runs freely. Also I believe this was 50p. Possibly £1. Is in my car boot video if you want to look back on my car boot videos, and you'll be able to see what it looked like before. It's quite the transformation to when I first picked it up. Obviously there's still pitting in it and still marks on it, but I want it to be a bit of a usable tool, not really a display piece, so don't really mind that too much. So yeah, there's the Barco 31 with the alligator end. So yeah, it's a bit more interesting than your normal Barco adjustable. These are quite common, being Volvo ones as well. Sometimes Volvos are quite small, and you can get tyre irons and levers as well on the end. I believe they also do Saab ones. So there's quite a lot of variations to look out for and to collect. So nice little item and very cheap, and now it's very usable. It's been a nice bit of practice learning, cleaning up, painting it up. Did a short on this as well, so I did soak it, stripped it all apart, and there we go. And here we have the classic King Dick. This is a number 0, so the smallest one to do, I think. This was also a car boot find. Abingdon stamped at the top there. Just about to see the dog's head. Obviously this design's been copied a lot. Something that's quite common in schools as a project to replicate in metalwork. So there's a lot out there, and other companies have made them. So that's your King Dick. Recently bought this at the car boot, and it was seized up completely, full of rust, and now it runs freely. Still needs a bit of a clean up. You can make out the girder, Joseph Lucas Limited, Birmingham. Fortunately it's not stamped here. Sometimes you get the nice Lucas logo stamped there. Sometimes it's in like a square. So yeah, still needs a bit of work, but it's a nice example. Worth looking out for the same wall finish on as well. Lots of changes on these where it comes with the logo, wall finish, etc. Sometimes they have a little hole drilled in for it so it can hold a wedge for pipes. Again, these have been copied by lots of different companies, but worth looking out for. But because the way they are designed, there's a lot of places where these can go wrong. So if there's a slight bend on it, it will jam up. There's lots of areas where it's touching, so there's lots of areas for it to go wrong. So there we go, there's your Lucas girder wrench. Moving on to this no named one. Don't know if this was an apprentice piece, school project or what. Unfortunately, the thread's gone on it. Doesn't look to be the highest quality at all where the thread's concerned. But yeah, no markings on it. If you know any more about it, then please leave it in the comments. But yeah, shame really. See what I can do with it. See if I can get it to work again and hold. So yeah, moving on, we've got this forged steel, the original Clyburn, number 2, British made, and it would have been supplied by Book and Hitman Limited, London. Few numbers on it. This one still needs a bit of work, but you can't unscrew these, you have to push them through with a press or hammer and punch. So fortunately the front wheel's very chewed up, and there's not a lot of room for error on these ones, so that one still needs a bit of work. So the original Clyburn adjustable. And then we've got this, don't know if you make a mark there. It's actually a German made tool. Quite interesting. Very old, I believe. But yeah. You can lock it into place and you've got a bit more on it as well. Slide it straight up. You can ratchet it into position. So yeah, bit of a rarer little find, a bit more unusual. Quite well thought out there. You know it works. A bit to focus on the logo a bit better. So there we go, vintage German adjustable with unusual mechanisms. And here we have another German one. This is a Mauser. Again, very well thought out, nice design. So you've got your thumb wheel here for adjusting. But if you want to adjust it quicker, press that button, which disengages the thumb wheel. And then you can just slide it into whatever position you want. And you've always got a little bit more on the thumb wheel. So yeah, very nice tool, very well thought out. Recently got this one off eBay. Never seen one on the car boot, obviously it's something I'd look out for. It's very nicely made. As you can see there, the gap's quite tight. How they designed it, it's very nice. Well made, good quality tool. So something to look out for in the car boot. And last but not least, another Barco. Obviously this is very similar to a Footprint. This is their little take on it. Again, with most tools, it's nice to see how the different companies do things slightly different. And this has got like a little notch in the metal there and there, which corresponds and wedges into there. So, and it does wedge really tight. Very little movement there whatsoever. This one's a 132 vintage Barco. I think someone's had a play with a grinder at some point. It's been messed up a bit there, but overall condition's quite nice. I think those must be someone's marks as well. Identification marks. Again, these were recently purchased off eBay just because I didn't have a pair. They don't come up that often and I've never seen one on a car boot. Obviously something to look out for. Not as common as your standard Footprints. But yeah, nice to see different variations on how people get things to work. How people make them slightly different for their own companies. The little changes. Let me know what your favourite is. Please leave a comment. Thank you for watching. Last weekend I went to a car boot and Reg picked up a Dynamo. He's made a nice video on it, so if you want to check that out, Reggie on the road. Again, another interesting one. But yeah, thank you for watching. Much appreciated.